can in this match. And now this is Valkyria, perhaps going for it.
Nightwing!
Just days before the grand spectacle that is Wrestlemania 41, the WWE Universe was shaken to its core during an explosive episode of SmackDown. The spotlight beamed down on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, two warriors who had just etched their names in history by surviving one of the most punishing gauntlet matches seen in recent memory. The crowd roared as they stood triumphant, bruised but unbroken, having gone toe-to-toe with five of the toughest, most battle-hardened tag teams in the women's division. Each match had tested them to their limits. Tables shattered, high-flying maneuvers landed with pinpoint precision, and submission holds locked in with vicious intent. But nothing could keep them down. When the dust settled, Bayley and Lyra had their arms raised in victory and their eyes locked on the prize, a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against the dominant champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. For Bayley, this wasn't just a win, it was a rebirth. After months in the shadows, battling injury and self-doubt, this was her Phoenix moment, a chance to rise, reclaim her throne, and remind the world that she is a cornerstone of the women's division. For Lyra Valkyria, this was a coronation, a golden opportunity to shine on the grandest stage of them all. The attack, a dream deferred. But just as everything seemed to fall into place, disaster struck like a lightning bolt. During the WrestleMania countdown show, chaos erupted. Cameras suddenly cut to the backstage area, and there, sprawled across the cold concrete floor, was Bayley, her face contorted in agony, one hand clutching her ribs, the other trying to push herself upright. Around her, steel chairs lay scattered like the aftermath of a war zone. A locker door hung half unhinged, dented and twisted from impact. The scene was unmistakable. Bayley had been ambushed. Speculation ran wild. Who would do this? Why now? And most importantly, was Bayley going to be okay? The WWE Universe watched in stunned silence, a collective gasp echoing across social media as theories swirled like wildfire. To add fuel to the fire, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez just so happened to be nearby when Bayley was discovered. Their smug, knowing glances and unbothered demeanor did nothing to quell suspicions. Fans immediately pointed fingers, and Twitter exploded with hashtag #WhoAttackedBayley. A deadline, a legend, and a rumor mill. WWE official Adam Pearce made the heartbreaking call. Bayley was pulled from the WrestleMania 41 match. With just 24 hours left, Lyra Valkyria was given an ultimatum: find a new partner or forfeit the tag team title shot. And this is when things got spicy. Whispers became rumors, and rumors became headlines. Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez was the first to drop the bombshell. Backstage murmurs suggested that none other than the man herself, Becky Lynch, was poised to step into the ring once more, this time as Lyra's surprise partner. The WWE Universe exploded. Becky Lynch, absent from in-ring competition since her contract expired in May 2024, was a name no one expected. While she'd made sporadic appearances, like her spotlight-stealing cameo during the Raw on Netflix promo earlier in the year, nothing had hinted at a return to full competition. But the bond between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria ran deep. Back in NXT, Becky had taken Lyra under her wing, mentoring her, shaping her. There was history here, fire, trust, and a bond forged in the crucible of competition. And with Liv Morgan, who's had more than her fair share of heated history with Becky, now in the crosshairs, this was shaping up to be a tag team clash drenched in emotion, revenge, and legacy. The hammer falls, Nick Aldis drops the truth bomb. As theories continued to swirl, SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, never one to shy away from controversy, stepped into the spotlight. With the world watching, Aldis dropped the hammer. In a move that sent shockwaves across the industry, he released never-before-seen security footage from backstage at the WrestleMania countdown. The video played. Bayley could be seen laughing, high-fiving a crew member, clearly in good spirits as she approached her locker room. The door creaked open, and then, from the shadows, a figure emerged. It happened in a flash. A steel chair was driven into Bayley's ribs with savage force. She crumpled to the floor, gasping, writhing in agony. The attacker leaned down, whispering something chilling into her ear, words that have yet to be deciphered, and vanished like a ghost. Then the camera zoomed in. The attacker was Dakota Kai. Betrayal, the knife in the back. The revelation sent a seismic shockwave through the WWE Universe. Dakota Kai, Bayley's longtime ally, her damaged guttural sister-in-arms, the woman who once rode into war with her through countless battles, was the one who struck her down. Why? The betrayal wasn't just unexpected. It was brutal. It was cold. And it was personal. Even Io Sky and Kairi Sane, fellow members of the once dominant Damage Control faction, were reportedly blindsided by the reveal. Backstage sources claimed the locker room fell into stunned silence as the security footage played. For months, the group had shown cracks, struggling with infighting and unclear leadership. But this was the hammer that shattered the glass. The final blow, the knife in the back. Why Dakota? Why? Unraveling the motive, speculation is running rampant. Was it jealousy? For years, Bayley had been the face of the faction, a Grand Slam champion, a perennial main eventer, and the magnetic force that pulled the spotlight. Dakota Kai, despite her immense talent and contributions, often stood in the wings. Maybe she'd had enough of being the understudy. Maybe she saw WrestleMania 41 not as Bayley's triumphant return, but as her own chance to finally step out of the shadows. Or was she a pawn in a larger scheme? Could Io Sky, quietly biding her time, have orchestrated this betrayal from behind the curtain? WWE history is a tapestry woven with betrayal, manipulation, and power plays. Perhaps Dakota was just the latest puppet in a game far bigger than she realized. Or maybe it was something even darker. Perhaps Dakota simply snapped. The pressure in WWE is unrelenting. Travel schedules, backstage politics, the constant hunger for relevance, the physical pain, the emotional toll. It builds, it festers, and eventually it explodes. Maybe this wasn't a calculated move. Maybe it was a volcanic eruption of frustration, bitterness, and heartbreak. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. Bayley will not let this go. When she returns, and make no mistake, she will return, it won't be to talk things out. It will be to fight. It won't just be a match. It'll be a war, fueled by betrayal, driven by vengeance. A collision between two women who once stood side by side, but are now destined to face off in a match that promises to shake the very foundations of WWE. WrestleMania, redemption, revenge, and a return. But while Bayley recovers, the show must go on. And in her place, a phoenix has risen. Lyra Valkyria, left with just 24 hours to find a new partner or forfeit her shot at gold, has found an unlikely but legendary ally, Becky Lynch. Imagine it. The lights go out. The crowd murmurs with anticipation. A beat. Then the screen flashes red and white. That iconic entrance theme hits, and the arena erupts. Becky Lynch storms down the ramp with purpose in her stride, fire in her eyes, and the WWE Universe behind her like a tidal wave. The man is back. This isn't just a return. It's a resurrection, a moment years in the making. For nearly a year, Lynch had been absent from in-ring action, following her contract expiration in 2024. Though she'd made sporadic appearances, including the unforgettable Raw on Netflix promo, nothing suggested she was ready to lace up her boots again. Until now, beside her stands Lyra Valkyria, a rising star and once a student under Lynch's guidance in NXT. Their bond is more than business. It's mentorship. It's mutual respect. And now it's a team forged in urgency and emotion, with WrestleMania as the crucible. Across the ring, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the reigning champions. Proud, dangerous, and now a little shaken. Because their challengers aren't just coming for championships, they're coming with a purpose. The bigger picture, a new era begins. Bayley's attack wasn't just a dramatic twist, it was a catalyst. One piece of footage released by SmackDown GM Nick Aldis flipped the entire women's division on its head. The calculated assault on Bayley, the shadowy betrayal, the shocking identity of the attacker. It was a spark, a declaration, the dawning of a new chapter. Nick Aldis, cool and composed even in the face of chaos, confirmed that disciplinary action would follow. But even he couldn't deny it. The women's division had been irrevocably altered. The spotlight now shines differently. The power dynamics have shifted. Questions now swirl like storm clouds. Will Bayley return with fury in her heart and fire in her fists? Will Dakota Kai rise to the occasion or be crushed under the weight of her own actions? Will Damage Control implode completely or be reborn in darker, more dangerous form? And then, of course, the match that looms large. Will Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria defy all odds and walk out of WrestleMania 41 as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions? Or will Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez prove the doubters wrong and retain their gold in front of the world? Sound off, WWE Universe. This is your moment, wrestling fam. The comment sections are open, the theories are flying, the hype is real. Did you see Dakota's betrayal coming? Are you ready for Becky Lynch's monumental return? Who walks out of WrestleMania 41 with the Women's Tag Team Championships? Stay tuned. Because this story, it's just beginning. There are more betrayals waiting in the wings, more friendships ready to fracture, more chaos bubbling just beneath the surface. This is WrestleMania season, and in WWE, anything can happen.